Have you ever been envious or been tricked by a lie? You're not the only one. Today we're going to look at the subtle signs of these two human situations. This video shows you 13 ways to spot people who are jealous or telling lies, getting ideas from the timeless knowledge of Stoicism. By being aware of these behaviors, we can better understand and manage our relationships. Come with us on this journey of self-discovery and growth with Stoicism. Number 1. Too much praise. A lot of praise is usually seen as a good thing, but it can also be a sign of envy. Stoicism tells us to be wary of people who give too many praises because it can mean they are jealous. When praise is real, it's usually moderate and comes from a good place. But when it's too much, it could mean that the person is trying to hide their envy by showing too much respect. According to Stoic philosophy, we should watch how people treat each other. Say nice things about you. Are they constant in how they praise you in different settings? Do they only compliment you when other people are around? Or do they also show their admiration in private? Taking a Stoic stance would push us to look deeper into these praises and think about the meanings behind them. Moreover, Stoicism tells us to think about how we respond to praise. Do we get comfortable? Or do we keep a humble attitude? A famous Stoic philosopher named Marcus Aurelius warned us not to let flattery take our eyes off our moral compass. He said we should concentrate on our own virtues and progress instead of other people's views, which can change quickly and be misleading. Recognizing that too much praise could be a sign of envy doesn't mean that you should not believe any compliment. It means keeping a balanced view of yourself and others. It means understanding human nature and sticking to the Stoic principles of self-awareness and virtue. Praise is often seen as a good thing that encourages and inspires people. In our society, it's important to recognize accomplishments and show thanks. But too much praise can have unintended negative effects. Stoic philosophy tells us to keep a balanced view and focus on our own good qualities instead of what other people say about us. Too much praise can make people cocky, reliant on other people's views, and overconfident, all of which hurt personal growth and resilience. This lesson will look at praise from a Stoic point of view and give you tips on how to keep a good balance. What praise really means. Praise is when someone else notices your deeds, skills, or personality. When it's sincere and fair, praise can be helpful because it acts as good reinforcement. But when praise is too much or not true, it can change how someone sees themselves and give them an unrealistic sense of success. The risks of being too sure of yourself. When you give someone too much praise, it can make them feel too confident and safe. When people get too much praise, they might start to think they are better than they really are and stop trying. This can keep them from seeing where they need to improve, which can slow down their personal growth. Dependence on validation from outside. When you count on praise too much, it can make you dependent on outside approval. Stoicism stresses how important it is to validate and evaluate oneself. When people count on praise, they might lose sight of what drives them and what they value, which makes them always need approval from others. Finding the right balance between positive and negative feedback is important for growth. To find the right balance between positive and negative feedback can boost mood. But negative feedback can help people learn how to do better. Finding a balance between the two promotes lifelong learning and self-improvement, which is in line with the Stoic concept of growth and self-discipline. Self-praise and internal validation make it a habit to praise yourself and give yourself feedback. People shouldn't look for praise from others. Instead, they should learn to appreciate their own progress and hard work. This practice fits with Stoic ideas because it helps people become more independent and strong inside. A balanced and strong attitude is supported by thinking about what you've accomplished and where you can improve. Let the Stoic view of praise guide you. We can better understand the Stoic approach to external approval if we know what can go wrong with too much praise. Keeping a fair view on praise helps us stay grounded, focused on our own good qualities, and strong when things get tough. Accepting and using constructive comments, as well as practicing internal validation, can help you grow and achieve your goals in a healthier and more satisfying way. Number 2, imitation, adoration, aspiration, and sometimes envy can all lead to imitation. In the context of Stoicism, imitation driven by envy is seen with suspicion. Stoics believe that while it's natural to copy those we admire, it's problematic when the goal is to compete or surpass out of jealousy. If someone copies you to the point of replication, it may mean that they are not happy with their own identity and are trying to get what they think you have. Whether it's success, status, or skill, this kind of imitation lacks the authenticity of genuine inspiration and instead reveals a deep-seated sense of inadequacy. Stoics would tell us to react to this kind of copying with calmness and self-reflection. Instead of feeling threatened, we should see it as a chance to boost our self-esteem and keep working on our personal growth. It's also a chance to show understanding, since people who copy out of envy may be having a hard time accepting themselves. Ultimately, realizing that imitation is a sign of envy can help us handle our relationships with knowledge and kindness, staying true to the Stoic way of life. Self-awareness and perseverance are good traits. Number 3. Downplaying success. Stoicism teaches us to spot the subtle but telling sign of envy. When someone constantly downplays or undervalues your accomplishments, it could mean that they are jealous of you. They might say things that make it sound like your wins are due to luck or outside forces, instead of recognizing your skill and hard work. Stoic philosophy tells us to treat this kind of behavior with understanding and not anger. It's important to remember that people put down others' accomplishments usually do so because they are unhappy with their own lives and feel insecure. Stoics tell us to stay calm and not let these kinds of attitudes affect our inner peace. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on our own journey and virtues instead of looking for approval from others. We should try to be the best versions of ourselves and let our actions speak for themselves. This way, we can show others how to be gracious and sure of themselves, which might make them think about how they act and help them get over their envy. We can stay on our calm path as long as we know that downplaying success is a sign of envy. Building up strength and compassion. When other people are dealing with jealousy problems, these days people often enjoy and strive for success in all its forms. Stoics, on the other hand, thought it was important to keep a fair view of success in order to avoid being cocky, proud, or too attached to outside accomplishments. We stay grounded and develop humility by downplaying our successes. This way, our sense of self-worth is not tied to short-lived achievements. This way of thinking not only helps us handle success with grace, but it also trains us to be calm when things go wrong. Understand that success doesn't last forever. Know that success isn't always permanent and can change. Things that are done today might not be there tomorrow. Accept that success is temporary so that you don't get too attached or comfortable. This way of thinking helps us keep a balanced view by telling us that success does not make us valuable. Pay attention to the process, not the result. Stop focusing on the end result and start focusing on the work and steps that got you there. Don't celebrate the accomplishment itself, but rather the hard work, commitment, and discipline that helped make it possible. This way of doing things helps people keep growing and staying strong. Practice being humble. Stay humble even when you're doing well. Take into account the help that other people gave you, the luck that you had, and the outside things that affected your success. Know that success isn't always the result of one person's genius, but of many people working together. Share your success in a modest way. Be humble and gracious when you talk about your accomplishments. Don't brag or look for approval from others. Do not talk about your accomplishments or deeds. Let them speak for themselves. This way of doing things keeps you humble and encourages others to go after their own goals without feeling like you're stepping on their toes. Get ready for trouble. When you're successful, you might get too comfortable and sure of yourself. By downplaying your wins, you stay alert and ready for the difficulties that lie ahead. Being ready ensures that you can bounce back from failures and keep moving toward your long-term goals. A strong Stoic practice that builds humility, resilience, and a balanced view of accomplishments is playing down success. We can handle the ups and downs of life with grace and understanding if we remember that success doesn't last. Focus on the process, be humble, share our successes in a modest way, and get ready for hard times. This way of doing things not only helps us grow as people, but also makes our relationships and interactions with others better, which leads to a more stable and satisfying life. Number 4. Withdrawal of compliments. Backhanded praises are a form of disguised criticism and can be a subtle sign of envy. Stoicism, which focuses on inner peace, teaches us to spot and understand these kinds of comments. The backhanded compliment may seem positive at first, but it actually means something bad and suggests that the giver is angry or jealous. For example, someone might say, "It's amazing how you got promoted even though you don't have the usual qualifications." This compliment praises the achievement, but it also makes it seem like you didn't deserve it. Stoics would tell us not to get angry or defensive in response to these subtle insults. Instead, they say we should think about what was meant by the words and keep our cool. When someone flatters you without meaning it, the Stoic reaction is to ignore their opinion and work on your own virtue and improvement. We should use these situations to practice patience and understanding, remembering that other people's envy doesn't define our worth or success. By following Stoic principles, we can handle these kinds of social problems with wisdom and calmness. Keeping our peace of mind is not bothered by other people's words filled with envy. Number 5. Overcritical attitude. An attitude that is often a sign of envy is a well-known idea in Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of people who find fault with almost everything we do, because this could mean that they are jealous. If you harbor jealousy, these people might question every choice you make or your skills, not to help you or make you better, but to make you doubt your own abilities. Stoics say that we should face this behavior with inner strength and reason instead of responding defensively. We should look at the criticism objectively. Can it be used constructively? If not, we should let it go without letting it affect our peace of mind. A Stoic emperor named Marcus Aurelius thought that the best way to get back at someone who has hurt you was to not become like them. We should work hard to stay calm and true to our values. Stoicism also tells us to constantly think about and improve our actions. This way, we can be sure that they are in line with our values, and the negative comments of jealous people won't affect our progress or sense of self-worth. Number 6. Chatter. Stoic teachings say that gossip is a sign of envy and lies. People who spread rumors or talk about others behind their backs usually want to bring others down to their level. Stoicism tells us to be aware of gossip and see it for what it is: a tool used by people who want to bring us down in order to gain their own advantage. Stoics like Epicurus taught us not to worry about other people's opinions, especially when they are expressed as gossip. Gossip is no way to communicate that is helpful or based in truth. It only spreads negativity. Instead, we should focus on our own actions and the things we can control to stay honest and at peace. Furthermore, Stoicism tells us to show empathy toward people who gossip, knowing that their actions are caused by their own problems. We should try to show by example that real strength lies in character and virtue, not in putting others down. By realizing that gossip is a form of envy, we can choose to respond with compassion and maintain our equanimity, living in line with the Stoic ideal of living a good life unaffected by other people's lies. Number 7. Pretended to be worried. Feigned concern is a sneaky way to get what you want, and Stoicism teaches us to be aware of it. If someone shows concern or sympathy for your situation in a way that doesn't seem real, it could mean that they aren't really understanding, but are jealous of your situation. This kind of fake concern often comes with unwanted advice or questions that seem to find weaknesses or problems. Stoics say that the best way to deal with fake worry is to keep your emotions in check and not let it affect your inner peace. It's important to know that the worry isn't real and to show polite indifference. Stoics like Seneca say that we shouldn't be bothered by things that are out of our control, like other people's fake emotions. They also say that practicing Stoicism means building self-reliance and inner strength. By focusing on our own good judgment and virtues, we can handle encounters with false concern without being affected by the underlying envy. We should also try to be truly helpful to others, showing true empathy and kindness, which are important parts of Stoic philosophy. To sum up, realizing that feigned worry could be a sign of envy helps us stay calm and true to our Stoic beliefs, which leads to real relationships based on mutual respect and honesty. Feigned concern, also called fake or insincere concern, is when someone acts like they care about someone else's problems or well-being when they really don't. This kind of behavior can hurt relationships by making people doubt your honesty and trustworthiness. It also goes against Stoic principles which stress real kindness and honesty. Understanding and spotting fake worry can help people keep up real conversations and build genuine relationships. Recognize the signs, actions, and words that don't match up. People who are pretending to be worried often have words and actions that don't align. Their deeds might not match what they say they are worried about. Surface-level sympathy. Their empathy may seem surface-level or practiced, missing the depth and sincerity of real care. Self-centered responses. They keep talking about themselves and are more interested in how the issue affects them than the person who needs help. Manipulation. Some people act worried to get what they want, like influence or power over others. Social acceptance. They might act like they want to fit in or be liked by a certain group of people. Self-image. Another way people use fake worry is to boost their self-image by making it look like they care more about others than they really do. Differentiate genuine concern, consistency. Sincere concern stays the same over time, with actions that match words. Active listening. People who truly care will listen and respond in a way that shows they understand how the other person feels. Helpful and supportive actions. They do what they say they will do and offer real support and help. Encourage relationships to be real self-reflection. Think about your own actions and motivations and motivularly to ensure your care for others is genuine. Develop empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others and try to understand their thoughts and feelings. Open communication. Encourage people in your relationships to talk to each other in an open and honest way. This will create an atmosphere where real care can grow. How to respond to pretended worry. Set boundaries. Protect your mental health by politely but firmly setting boundaries with people who constantly act like they care about you when they really don't. They really don't. Look for real connections. Surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you and understand what you're going through. Address the behavior, if it's acceptable. Talk to the person directly about their behavior and how their lack of sincerity makes you feel. Suggest that they act in a more honest way. Pretending to be worried can hurt your relationships and your own health. People can make more genuine and helpful connections by spotting its signs, understanding why people do it, and encouraging truthfulness. The best way to build relationships based on genuine care and honesty is to communicate openly and with sensitivity. Number 8. Angry feelings. Angry feelings. Stoicism helps us understand that feeling when someone else is having a bad day is a sign of envy. When people are happy about someone else's misfortune, it often shows that they are competitive or jealous. This response goes against the Stoic values of humanity and community, which say to celebrate other people's good luck and help them through their problems. Stoics like Epicurus taught that our emotions should be in line with our virtues and reasoning. They said that getting pleasure from someone else's pain is irrational and bad for our character. Instead, they said, we should work on having a mindset of goodwill and kindness toward everyone, even those who show bad fruit. The Stoic way of dealing with negativity is to understand from their own problems. We should not care about their envy and instead focus on our own personal growth and well-being. Recognizing kindness and goodwill in others helps us stay true to our Stoic principles, which gives us inner peace and strength to deal with life's challenges and the less than Stoic reactions of those around us. Number 9. Being unhappy when other people do well. Being unhappy when other people do well can be a minor sign of envy. Stoic philosophy teaches us to see and understand things clearly. It tells us to be happy for other people's successes, because it shows that we are content with our own lives and understand how all human endeavors are linked. If someone repeatedly doesn't show genuine happiness for your accomplishments, it could mean that they are experiencing envy. Their inability to share in your joy could show up as indifference or even dismissive comments about how important your accomplishments are. The Stoic response to this behavior is to stay calm and not let other people's envy affect our own. Instead, we should focus on our own path to virtue and continue to cultivate a spirit of generosity and well-being for ourselves and others. Stoicism also teaches us to show compassion to those who struggle with envy by realizing that their lack of joy may be caused by their own dissatisfaction. This way, we can approach the situation with understanding and patience instead of judgment. To sum up, seeing other people's lack of joy as a sign of envy helps us stay grounded in Stoic virtues, which leads to a life of inner peace and harmony with those around us. If you follow Stoicism, one of the virtues that is often stressed is being able to enjoy both your own and other people's successes. However, a problem that a lot of people have is that they can't really be happy for others when they do something great. This lack of happiness for other people's successes may come from envy, fear, or a desire to outdo others. Finding out where envy comes from, the first step is to figure out why you can't feel happy for other people's successes. Usually, this comes from feeling unsafe or having doubts about your own abilities. Once you know what these thoughts are, you can start to deal with them directly. Think about yourself regularly, reflect on your own goals and accomplishments. Know that everyone is going through their own unique journey, and that comparing yourself to others isn't helpful or fair. Change the way you see things. Change your perspective so that other people's success is seen as inspiration instead of a threat. Seeing past successes as proof that you can reach your own goals can inspire you to work harder toward them. Grow your empathy. Put yourself in other people's shoes to improve your understanding. Think about how much time and effort they put into getting where they are now. This can make you truly happy for them and lessen your feelings of envy. Honor other people's accomplishments. Try to be aware of and celebrate the achievements of those around you. Wish them luck and share in their happiness. This practice can slowly change the way you think and help you find real happiness in other people's successes. By following these Stoic principles, you can overcome the barriers that keep you from being happy for others' accomplishments. This not only improves your mental well-being but also makes the people around you more supportive and cheerful. Number 10. Words and actions that don't match up, especially if their words don't align with what they do. This could be a sign of envy. Stoicism tells us to pay attention to these kinds of inconsistencies because they can reveal how someone truly feels. Someone who says they are your friend and supporter but acts differently could be jealous of your success or status. Stoic philosophy advises us to treat people who are inconsistent with understanding and without anger. We should also recognize that this behavior is usually caused by the person's own inner conflict and dissatisfaction. Stoics tell us to focus on our own thoughts, actions, and to stay true to ourselves, no matter what other people say or do. Stoicism also teaches us how to practice equanimity, which means staying calm and collected when other people are upset or filled with envy. By doing this, we show others how to be consistent and good, which might make them reflect on their actions and want to improve themselves. Realizing that inconsistency is a sign of envy helps us stick to our Stoic beliefs, leading to a life of honesty and inner peace. It tells us to act in a way that is consistent with our values and to be kind to people who are having a hard time doing the same. According to Stoic theory, it is very important to be consistent with what you say and do. When our words and deeds don't match up, it can lead to a lack of trust, both in ourselves and in others. This difference can cause us inner turmoil as we try to make sense of our actions and goals. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic thinkers, emphasized the importance of honesty. He advocated for a life where our actions align with the values and promises we make. In this lesson, We will explore what it means to align our words and deeds, and how to do that in our daily lives. Understanding what disconnect means, examples of inconsistency. Explain what it means when words and actions don't match up by using daily examples, such as claiming to believe in a value but acting in a way that contradicts it. Effects on trust. Discuss how this lack of alignment harms trust in personal and professional interactions. What Stoics say about being honest. Marcus Aurelius on consistency. Talk about Marcus Aurelius's teachings regarding the importance of matching words with deeds, using relevant quotes and interpretations. Internal harmony. Explain why Stoics believe that we achieve internal harmony when our deeds match the values we profess. Self-reflection and awareness, finding inconsistencies. Teach self-reflection techniques to identify areas where words and deeds don't align. Honest self-assessment. Encourage honest assessments to figure out why these differences exist, whether due to fear, laziness, or lack of commitment. Possible ways to align. Setting realistic expectations. Provide advice on how to set realistic expectations for yourself so that you can keep your promises and pledges. Accountability practices. Give examples of ways to hold yourself accountable, such as writing in a journal, setting alarms, or asking trusted friends or mentors for feedback. What's good about alignment? Building trust. Explain how matching your words with your deeds fosters trust and respect from others. Personal satisfaction. Discuss how living an honest and dependable life can bring personal satisfaction and peace of mind. Role modeling. Highlight how others are positively affected when they see someone whose actions match their words. Keeping our words in line with our deeds is not just a Stoic principle. It's a sign of honesty and dependability. By striving for this harmony, we can strengthen our relationships, build trust, and find inner peace. Let us learn from Marcus Aurelius and endeavor to live a life where our deeds consistently reflect what we believe in and stand for. Number 11. Sabotage is when someone tries to stop or weaken another person's work on purpose, often driven by envy. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of these kinds of actions because they can reveal what someone really wants. It's likely that someone is trying to undermine your work or reputation because they are jealous of your success or status. The Stoic philosophy advises us to deal with sabotage with strength and calmness. We should understand that other people's actions are out of our control and focus on upholding our own morals and efforts. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor and Stoic philosopher, said that we shouldn't let other people's mistakes upset our inner peace or distract us from our goals. Stoicism encourages us to forgive, and realizing that people who sabotage out of envy are usually dealing with their own feelings of inadequacy can help us. If we react with empathy and honesty, we might be able to help them change their behavior. Knowing that sabotage is a sign of envy helps us stay strong in our Stoic virtues, protecting our tranquility from the negative actions of others. It also serves as a reminder to be alert and protect our work while encouraging a spirit of goodwill and self-improvement. Number 12. Isolation. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of the behavior of envy that tries to cut you off from mutual friends or coworkers. If someone does this, it could mean that they're jealous of your relationships or success. This kind of isolation can manifest as spreading rumors, preventing you from social gatherings, or making negative comments. Stoic philosophy tells us to react to these kinds of detachment and inner strength. We should understand that we can't control what others do, but we can control how we react to it. The Stoics believed that we should keep our relationships strong by communicating directly and being good examples of virtue and honesty. Stoicism also encourages collaboration and mutual support. Isolating behaviors go against these values and should be met with understanding and the strength to overcome them. By doing this, we not only protect our relationships, but also set a positive example for others to follow. Realizing that being isolated is a sign of envy helps us adhere to our Stoic beliefs and maintain our tranquility, unaffected by others' negative behaviors. It also serves as a lesson to promote unity and strength in the face of hardship. Number 13. Spreading false rumors. Spreading false information is seen by Stoicism as a sign of envy. If someone spreads lies about you, it's usually because they want to hurt your reputation or accomplishments out of jealousy. Stoic values emphasize truth and integrity, so this kind of lying goes against those principles. Stoic philosophy teaches us to deal with these acts in a calm and logical manner. We should remember that other people's opinions do not define our worth, and that we should stay focused on our own path of virtue. The Stoics would advise us to forgive others and not let their actions, motivated by envy, disturb us. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to set a good example by being honest and authentic in all our relationships. By doing this, we can inspire others to value truth and help stop the spread of rumors. When we view the spread of false stories as an act of envy, we can maintain our peace and continue to live a good life without being affected by others' bad intentions. It also reminds us to be cautious and protect our character, reinforcing our commitment to Stoic values. In the end, we can handle our relationships with knowledge and calmness if we can spot the signs of envy and deceit in others. Stoicism provides us with the tools to understand these actions and react with honor and integrity. By focusing on our own growth and maintaining our inner peace, we become strong enough to rise above the negative effects of envy. People who exhibit these signs are likely going through their own struggles, so it's important to approach them with understanding and acceptance. Let's strive to be honest and kind and help build a community where truthfulness is valued and people support one another. Remember that the way of Stoicism is not one of solitude, but a shared human experience, leading us to a life of peace and strength.